Audible, sir.
Yeah. Hope my PPT is also clear. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, thank you. Actually, as I'm in the leave from the last 20 days, okay, we are in the list functions now. We are in the discussion about the most important points in the Python list functions. Okay, totally we have 19 to 20 points we have to be remembered while we are discussing with the or while you are working on to the list functions. Okay, so out of that 19 or 20 points, already we discussed some of the points in the last class before the 20 days back. Okay, but I have to start from the point one, and I have to complete these 19 or 20 important points need to be remembered by everyone, those who are those who are working on the Python lists. Okay, then we will go for the next topic. So in this class, let me complete the important points what we have to be remember while you are working on the Python list function. Okay, so as we already completed, I hope some of you are at least aware of this, aware of the some of the points what we already discussed. Okay, so let me discuss the first point. What is about is we are going to be discuss about the in operator. Okay, so before this in operator, let me revise the topic about what is meant by a list, how to create a list. Okay, here the list we can able to create by using the square brackets. Let me take this example. Okay, we can able to give your own name, any combination of sequence of characters. You can able to give a name for the list, followed by you can able to include any type of data onto the list. Okay, it may be a sequence, it may be a string, it may be an integer, or it may be an individual list again, or it may be again a couple, whatever it may be, whatever it may be the data type, you can able to include in your list. Okay, so what is meant by list here? List is nothing but a combination of different data types. Okay, different data types, different values which contain different data types. Okay, here let me take this example li. Okay, here in this list li, name is li. Into this list we contain 3 integer values, okay, and 3 different characters like a, b, c. Okay, or you can able to continue this list by adding some string like ecb, or you can able to take any large paragraph, or you can able to take another list within the list also. Okay, so that is the way you can able to create a list. Is nothing but a sequence of values which is of different data types. Okay, already you are aware about this list. Okay, then what is meant by tuple? Tuple is also looks like a list which contain the different types of values. Means it may contain a integer, it may contain a character, or it may contain a string, or it may contain also a tuple inside a tuple also. But what is the difference between a list and a tuple? The difference between list and a tuple is here the list we can able to change it. You can able to add some more elements onto the already created list, or you can able to delete the existing values from the list, or you can able to access any individual element from the list by using the index value. But when you go for the tuple, we can't able to delete the values from the tuple because the tuple is already fixed. The values inside the tuple is fixed. Am I clear? So you can't able to add any elements onto the tuple, or you can't able to delete any elements from the tuple, but you can able to access. You can able to access from the tuple based on the index position. Am I clear? So this is the last class we discussed about what is meant by list, what is meant by tuple, what is their difference. The difference is mutability. Am I clear? The list we can able to change the elements, but there are the tuples we can't able to change the existing or already created tuple. Am I clear? So the first point here onto the list is what is the use of in operator. It is very easy to remember because the name indicates in. Okay, we are going to verify a particular element is existed onto the list or not. That is a simple one you can able to remember. But what is the output the in operator can able to produce? If you can't able to write any print statement in your sample code, the in operator basically returns a Boolean value. Please make a note of this one. The in operator can able to return the Boolean value like it may be true or false. means whatever the element you are going to be search onto your list, if it is present onto your list at any index position, starts from index 0 to index n minus 1. If it is not presented, obviously it will produce false. I mean, obvious. Otherwise, it can able to produce true, existed or not. I mean, so the in operator basically produce the boolean as a output, true or false. I mean, but here in our sample code, what we are mentioned here is we return the print statements. Okay, at the time we are using the in operator. Okay, and we are going to verify this particular character A is located in the list whose name is li. Okay, if it is located, then we are going to return a print statement. Else we are going to write the one more print statement where A is not present within the list. I mean, here it is not mandatory to write the print statements, or it is not mandatory to write if condition while you are using the in operator. I mean, simply you can able to take any element from the list, or you can able to take any other element other than the list, and you can able to use the in operator. Let us take A in li. Simply you can able to return like this without writing any print statement. Okay, then in your ideally it will produce either true or false. That's it. But in our example, as we are using the if statement, definitely you can able to use the else part. If else syntax. Am I clear? If else syntax. In the if else syntax, the most important thing is indentation. Am I clear? Whatever the statements we are going to be write within the if block, it should follow the same number of spaces from the if. That is nothing but indentation. Am I clear? Similarly, if you want to write this else keyword should be exactly below of that the if. Am I clear? Because here in the Python, as you are not using the curly braces or any type of braces which can able to make it as a block. Indentation is the only thing here we have in the Python where it can able to consider a set of statements as a block. Am I clear? So here we need to follow the indentation. Am I clear? It is not mandatory. While you are using the in operator, it is not mandatory to write if condition or while condition or for loops. Am I clear? Based on the user requirement or based on the user perspective, you can able to write if statement, else. Am I clear? Within the if, you can able to write your own set of statements. In our example, we written a print statement. Am I clear? So the point here we have to remember is what is the use of in operator? Am I clear? By default, what is this in operator will return? Am I clear? In operator is for searching any particular element onto a list based on the index location. That's the first one. Second one, what is the default value? Okay, if the user doesn't return any print statement or user doesn't use any control flow statements, okay, by default, the in operator will return the Boolean values either true or false. If the value what we are going to be searched in the list is existed, it will obviously produce the true. Otherwise, it will produce the false. Am I clear? So that is the first point you have to be remembered while you are working on the list functions. Am I clear? So let's go for the second point. Okay. First one is clear, man. Anyone please let me know.
Clear, sir.
Okay. Then go for the second one. As you already discussed all these points, ma, but as after 20 days, as I am started again, I am just revising what the important points we have discussed. That's it. From the next class, we will go for the new concept. Okay. So let's go for the second point. Second point they asked me about is how to iterate over 2+ lists at the same time. Means you already created some 2-3 lists with your own name. Okay, and you need to get the data parallelly from the multiple lists. I mean, in order to do that, what the option we have in the Python list function. Again, I am repeating the question. For example, we already created 3 or 4 lists. Okay, list 1, list 2, list 3. And you want to get access of elements from these 3, list 1, list 2, and list 3 parallel. Means we are going to get access the value at index 0 from list 1. We are going to access the value at index 0 from list 2, and we are going to access the value from index 0 from list 3. Then go for index 1 from list 1, index 1 from list 2, index 1 from list 3. Then go for index 2, what we have the value at index 2 from list 1, index 2 at list 2, index 2 at list 3. Okay, this is nothing but parallel way of accessing the multiple lists at the same time. Okay, in order to do that, okay, in the Python we have the most important predefined function we have is zip. Already we know what is meant by zipping. Generally in a Microsoft Office or Microsoft Windows, okay, we have zipping. Okay, by using WinRAR, we can able to extract the files. Nothing but we are going to zip the files. Means multiple files at a time can able to bundle them. Okay, because you can make them as a smaller in size, and you can able to make them as a mail. Use them as a for sending of mails. Means we are going to grouping the multiple files into a single file. By using WinRAR software. The same thing, the name we are using zip. What this zip predefined function will do is it can able to get access of multiple lists at the same time based on the index position. And get access to the user. So let me show you some example here. Here I created the 3 lists. Okay, my list names can be given as name, animal, and age. Okay, I created 3 different lists whose names are name, animal, age. Okay, the name contain it may contain its own data. Okay, but here fortunately for the list whose name is name contain the 4 strings: Snowball, Chewy, Bubbles, and Gruffy. Similarly, one more list animal, again it contains the 4 individual strings. Again, age is one more 3rd list which contain the just integers we have. Here what we mean to say here is the list what we are going to be zipping, it may contain any type of data. There is no restriction. The list 1 contain this type of data, list 2 contain this type of data. No, there is no restriction. You can able to create your own list with your own name which contain your own type of data. Now we are going to perform zipping the lists together. Means these 3 lists can be get accessing at the same time. Zipping the list together means it is not going to combine these 3 lists, name, animal, age, into a single list file. No, it is not going to perform that. Please remember this point. Okay, the zipping of the list together means it is not combining the 3 individual lists into a single list. But what it is going to do is it can able to get an access of 3 lists at a time, not only 3, any number of lists at a time based on the index position. That's it. Please remember of this point, because at the time of the given MCQs, multiple choice questions, they may give these options in the ABCD like that. Whether it is going to combine the lists into single list, no. It is going to access the multiple lists at a time based on the index positions. That's it. So in order to do that, what we are going to perform? Here we are going to use the zip predefined function. Okay, within this predefined function, we can able to add. We are going to add the list names. So first we are going to use this predefined function. Then you can able to include your own set of list names. The list names may be 2 or 3 or more than that. Okay, here how many list names we are giving? Okay, those lists are going to be accessible based on the index locations. That's it. Then after this, after writing this predefined function, then you can able to write your own statements. Here what we written for name, animal, age in Z. What is this Z? What is this Z means? This Z function. Yes. Okay, this Z is a name given for the zipping activity. Means at the time it is going to access from the multiple lists, the values has been assigned to Z. Am I clear? So from Z we are going to get the access of values and we are going for the print statement. Am I clear? After explaining this entire example, I will let you know that which statements are mandatory, which are not mandatory. Okay. So let me complete this example. So we written a verb statement for name, animal, age in Z. Means whatever the values we are going to be get access from Z. Okay. From the name, animal, age, we are going to print them. That is the meaning. Am I clear? Am I clear? So what the print statement we written here? The print statement we written is a F-string statement. Hope you already remember what is meant by F-string statement. In the print function, you are going to start with letter F followed by quotations. In the quotations, whatever you written exactly we are going to get as a output. Am I clear? So let me complete this example. First we created the 3 lists, then we use the zip predefined function. Means we are going to get access of index 0 from list 1, index 0 from list 2, index 0 from list 3. Okay, and we written a for loop because it is iteratively. Means once we completed the value from index 0 from list 1, list 2, list 3, then we are going for index 1 from list 1, list 2, list 3. Then we are going from index 2 from list 1. So this process is being continuously performed. I mean, that's why we written the for loop here. Am I clear? So every time Z is accessing the values. Okay, from the Z we are going to write the print statement. Am I clear? So what the Z initially get? Initially Z will contain, here I am writing, Z will contain what? Snowball. Okay, snowball is the index 0 value from the name. Okay, it contains value cat. Cat is the index value 0, 0th index value at a list named as animal. Then value 1 is the index 0th value at list 8. So these 3 values is now have at Z. Am I clear? So from Z we are going to get access into the print statement. Am I clear? So the first print statement is printing like what? From name we are getting the snowball. 1 second. Yeah. From name we are getting the snowball. From animal we are getting the cat. From age we are getting the 1. So the print statement it is going to get the output as snowball. The cat is 1. Am I clear? This process is not completed because we written a for loop. Am I clear? So next at the next step the value at Z is being changed as like Chivi. This is index position 1 from name. Next one we are getting dog from list 1. Next one we are getting value 2 from list 3. I mean, these 3 values you are going to be get access to the print statement and finally you are getting the output. I mean, so that is the purpose of zip function. In order to get a iteration, okay, repeatedly we are going to get access from the multiple lists at the same time. Okay, we are going to use the zip function. Am I clear now? So, 1 second now. Okay, so this is about the zip function. You can able to iterate the multiple lists at the same time. Okay, so now go for which statements are mandatory. Okay, while you are using the zip function. Okay, because this is my example. In my perspective, I written this example. Am I clear? So let me explain which statements are mandatory at the time you are using the zip function. Okay, the first thing I can able to change the color now. Yeah. The first thing we need to have the multiple lists. We need to have the multiple lists. Okay, these are mandatory. The names of the list is not fixed one. You can able to use any name for your list. You can able to have any type of data for your list. Okay, and second one, this way of writing. Okay, means zip off. Okay, writing of your list names. That is mandatory. I make clear. Sir, is it mandatory to give the assignment of this zip function to any variable name? No. It is not mandatory. Why I written this z equal to zip of means because the question itself they asked how to iterate. Iterate means they have to get access of multiple lists start from index 0 to index n minus 1. So the process is being continuously need to be performed. That's why the zip function is going to be assigned to a temporary variable z. By using this z, because we need to write for loop. What is the use of for loop? The same task need to be repeatedly performed, so we need to write for loop. Again, in the for loop, we have to use this temporarily used z variable name. That's why we return the z. Am I clear? In order to use the for loop, within the for loop, we have to use any temporary variable name. Okay, in that purpose, we are using z and we are assigning the zip function to z. Am I clear? And one more thing, is it necessary to write the print statement? No. If you want to print after getting accessing of index 0 from list 1, list 2, list 3, if you want to make displaying the output, then you can able to write the print statement. Again, is it mandatory to write the string statement within the print statement? No. It is again the perspective of the user. Am I clear? So the mandatory statements are the red color what I highlighted here. Creation of the list and using of the predefined function. These are mandatory. Am I clear? If you want to write the for loop, you can able to write within the for loop. You can able to write your own print statements. Am I clear? So this is the use of zip function. Okay. Again, I am repeating the zip function will not combining the 3 or 4 lists into a single list, because it will not assigning a new memory for the newly created list. Just it is going to access the multiple values from the multiple lists at a time. If you return the print statement, it can able to give the output. Again, one more question here. If you doesn't write this entire zip function, what will be the output? You created the 3 lists. Okay, you return your own for loop. For example, you doesn't return the for loop also. Okay, what will be the output? Again, I am repeating the question. You created the 3 lists. You doesn't return the zip function, and you doesn't assign it to z, and you doesn't return the for loop. You return only the print statement. Again, the print statement contains the string statement. Then what will be the output? Definitely, this will not be the output. This will not be the output. The output is first it will get access of all the elements from the name. Snowball, Chewy, Bubbles, Gruffy. These 4 elements from the first list it will be printed. Okay, because we return in the for loop name. The entire name list is being accessed. The entire values from the name list is being printed. So Snowball, Chewy, Bubbles, Gruffy printed. After this, the word THE will be printed. Then whatever the values we have under the list named as animal will be printed. That is cat, dog, fish, goat. These 4 will be printed. Then is this here we written is now, so that will be printed. Then age. Age is a list. So whatever the values we have in the list named is age, which is 1, 2, 2, 6 will be printed. If you want to try, you can able to open your IDLE Python IDEs. You can able to try. Without the zip function, if you return this print statement, what will be the output? If you return the zip function and iteratively get access of index 0 from the multiple lists at a time, then there is a necessity of writing the output. Am I clear now? So very important, because these will help you at the time of attempting any written exams. Am I clear? So that is about the zip predefined function. Okay. Third one is already available. You already know for you. Is the list is mutable? Yes, of course the list is mutable. What is meant by the term mutable here? Mutable means you can able to change. You can able to modify the existing values what we already created under a name of list. Okay, of course you can able to make change. Okay, if for example the extension of this question, if the list is mutable, what are the functions you have in order to make a modification? Okay, in order to answer that, you can able to use these two predefined functions. Just I am revising now. Yes, of course, list is mutable. Okay, then what are the functions you have? Okay, in order to make a modification in the list. If anyone asks a question, or if you get a objective type question, then what are the what's your answer? Your answer, it should be append, extend, because these two we can't able to perform in the tuple, because append is going to add an element onto the list, add an element onto the existing list, and extend, as the name indicates, we can able to add the data onto the end of the list. Okay, so these two we can able to make the list is mutable. Am I clear? So this is example. Is the list is mutable? Yes, of course. They ask you to write an example to make a modification of the existing list, then you can able to write this simple example. Am I clear? So what this example? We created a list with the name of X, and we are added 4 elements whose type is integer. Okay. Here the print statement we are making as a f-string statement. Within the f-string statement, we are using the predefined things. What is that? ID of a list. ID of. Here ID, what ID of list will be printed is the memory location where this particular list whose name is X is located in the entire memory. As we already discussed this one. If you return like syntax, ID of any list name, then it will return the memory location. A garbage value, it will return like 1401723. Okay, this is nothing but the memory location where this particular list is being located in the entire computer memory. Okay, so in our print statement, if we want to return what is the ID of our list, then we can able to make use of this syntax. ID of your list name is X. Okay, so and the value of a list is, so whatever the values we have into the list name is X, can able to print it. Am I clear? So in order to make the list is mutable, we are going to use the append and extend. Again I'm revising what is the difference between append and extend. Append, it doesn't concern about what is the type of value we are adding. It may be an integer, it may be a character, it may be a string, it may be a list also. Simply it is going to be add to the end of the list. Am I clear? But extend, see here. Extend. Here in the extend, you are going to be add a list. Why? Because you are adding 6, 7 within the square brackets. Am I clear? So it will doesn't add this 6, 7 as a list. It will add 6, 7 as an individual integers. At the time you are using extend. That is the difference between append and extend. For example, if you written a statement like x dot append of same thing like 6, 7. Then what append function will do is it will append this entire list to your existing list. Means after this 45, it will add like 6, 7 as a list. Then it will close the existing list whose name is X. Am I clear? So that is the difference between append and extend. Am I clear? So see, after writing this append function and extend function, if you again return the print statement, okay, again in your print statement, if you are using ID of X, then what happens? ID of X, it will return a memory location, but it will not change. See this output now. The first print statement will give the same location. Second print statement is also give the same location, because you return the program code, you use the list X within the code. Once you close the IDE, again if you create a list whose name is again X, then the memory location will be changed. Am I clear? If you return multiple print statements within the same set of code, okay, the memory location for your list will not be changed. Once you close the IDE and again you written a code, again you created a list whose name is X, then the memory location of X will be changed. That is the point you need to be remembered. Second one, see the values what we have in the list initially without using append and extend, after using the append and extend. Append is simply adding 5 at the end of the list. Extend, it will add 6, 7 as an individual integers. It will not add 6, 7 as a list inside of the list. That is the difference. There is a difference between append and extend. So these two functions make a clear idea for you about lists are mutable. Am I clear? Hope you understand this third important point also. Lists are mutable? Yes. What functions make list mutable? Append as well as extend. Because these two make a addition of data to the existing list. Am I clear? Then go for the fourth point. Very easy one. Does a list need to be homogeneous or it should be heterogeneous? Yes, this is a basic point. At the time you are creating a list, the list should be heterogeneous. It should not be homogeneous. Means the values whatever you stored in a list, it should not be contain same type of values. Am I clear? The example here, name A, list A. It may contain an individual integers, it may contain a character, it may contain a float, it may contain a string, or it may contain list inside a list. Am I clear? Square brackets. If you are using the square brackets, automatically it is a list. You are writing a list inside the list whose name is A. Am I clear? Again, you can able to make tuple inside of a list. Am I clear? So the list, it should not be homogeneous. Am I clear? So then output of this list is this. A simple point, everyone is already aware of this. Lists are not homogeneous. Tuples are homogeneous? No. Tuples also not be homogeneous. Of course, they looks like an arrays. They looks like an arrays. They can able to access like an arrays because based on the index only you are going to be access. Okay, but those are not homogeneous. Those can able to contain the multiple types of data values. Not only list, tuples is also be a heterogeneous. They should not be a homogeneous. Fifth one, yes, just now we discuss. What is the difference between append and extend? Both make the list as immutable. Both are intended for adding something, adding some type of data or some type of content to the existing list. Both. But what is the difference? This, as already know that append is simply adding the data as an individual data elements. And one more point, append can able to add only one data value at the same time. Am I clear? If you want to add an integer, only one integer at a time. If you want to add a float value, one float value at a time. Or if you want to any type of values at a time, single value can able to append, means adding at the last index location, at the index location of n-1. Am I clear? Append can able to add a list also, but only one list. Am I clear? But the list values, it is not adding a list onto the existing list. I mean, see, let me complete this example. A dot append of 4, A dot append of 5, 6. What is the difference between these two? Here, A dot append of 4 means it is going to be add an individual element. But if you want to add a list as a list itself, 5, 6 is a values within the list. I need to add this list to my existing list. Am I clear? Then what I have to do? I have to use A dot append. It will add a list inside the list. It will not make you 5, 6 as an individual elements. Sorry, individual elements ki list ki tada endi. Individual elements means every element will contain their own index value. Am I clear? 5 and 6 individual elements in 5 contain one index value, 6 contain one index value. Am I clear? 5 comma 6 is being located as a list, means that entire list will contain only one index value. I mean, if you want example, let us take here. Value 0 is an index 1, 0. Value 2 is at index 1, 3 at index 2. Value 4 at index 4, 3. Value 5 comma 6, as it is a list, it contains only one index 4. Am I clear? That is the difference between accessing as an appending as an individual element, appending list as a index location. Am I clear? Then what is the difference between extend and append? For example, you want to add a list, okay, but you are using extend function. What happened? Extend function, even you created 11, 12, 13 into a list, it will not add these 11, 12, 13 into a single list onto the existing list. See, what is the output you are getting after writing this particular statement, a dot extend. It will not add this 11, 12, 13 as a list onto your existing list. It will add this 11, 12, 13 as an individual elements. What is meant by individual elements? Let me write the index values. Okay, let me write the index value as a alphabetical mark. Okay, then this will be contain A, B, C, D. This entire list will contain index is E. This F11 contain F, G, H. That is the difference between append and extend. If you are going to add a list, if you are using append, then what happens? The list will exactly inserted onto the list. The entire list will get only one index location. Okay, but if you want to use the extend function, at the time you are going to add the list, how many elements you have in the list, all the elements will be included or added to the existing list as an individual element. Means every value will get an individual index position. Value 11 will contain one index position, 12 will contain one index position, 13 will contain one index position. Likewise, how many elements you are going to be added, every individual element will contain one index position. Okay, clear? So that is the difference between append as well as the extend. Okay, very important points need to be remembered now. Then, what does the keyword del, del do? Okay, as already know that this del, easy to remember, it can able to delete the values from the list. Okay, what is the syntax? Syntax, just like how you are going to access the elements from the list, the same way you can able to delete the individual element from the list, or you can able to delete the entire list at a time. Am I clear? Here, one point you have to remember, deleting individual element in the sense, based on the index value, you can able to search it. Once you find it, then the value is being deleted. Means we are going to be insert null onto the particular value what we are deleted. First point. Second point, if you are deleting the entire list, okay, if you want to delete the entire list, then easily you can able to use this keyword del followed by the name of the list what you are going to be deleting. Hence, what happens is the entire list, the values in the entire list, again the value, sorry, the name of the list what you are giving is completely be deleted. Am I clear? But the point here you have to remember is the memory location what you are given for your already created list will not be erased. The garbage value will be included. Am I clear? Again, I am repeating the point now. In the sixth point, first point, for the use of this keyword del, it can able to delete the individual values from the list based on the index position. First point. Second point, it can able to delete the entire list by using this keyword del followed by the name of your list. Third point, it will not delete the memory location which is given for your list. Okay, In order to remove the memory location also, we are having remove keyword, REM, that we will discuss in the next slide. Okay, it simply delete the data, it simply delete the name given for the memory location. But in that memory location, automatically the garbage value will be stored. These 3 points you have to remember while you are using the DEL keyword. So let me explain with an example here. So we created a list containing 4 individual characters. Okay. Then we return a print statement. So initially, let me show you what we have in the A list A. So we are getting this out first step. Then we are using the deleting of a individual value from the list by using the index location. Now, please remember, as already discussed, the list can be accessible from left to right and right to left also. Left to right, you can able to make use of index starts from 0. Am I clear? From right to left, you can able to start with index 1, -1, negative indexing. Please remember, list can be accessible from both ends. From left to right, we are going to use the positive index values starts from 0. This side. If you are going to access or if you want to delete the value by giving the index position from right to left, then you have to give the negative index value. Am I clear? So let me explain this statement. DEL space A of 1 means from the list A, based on the location 1, it deleted the value. Okay. So if you want to print the content what we have in the list A, then see here W, Y, Z will be printed. Because at index 1, as already aware, at index 1 we have X, that is going to be deleted. So this is the way you can able to delete. For example, if I return like DEL A of -1, then what happened? The Z will be deleted. Because we are going to get access from the right to left, as it is, as we mentioned, the negative indexing, it is going to be deleted from the right. Okay. Negative indexing also possible at the time you are using the del keyword. That's what I mean to say. Okay. So, for example, if you want to deleting the entire list, simply without mentioning the index location, okay, no need to mention A of, no need to mention A of like 0, n. No need to mention like this. Already we know this, what is the type of representation. Getting accessing of entire list elements from 0th index to n index. For example, if you return like A of 1, 2, what it means? It is going to get access from index location 1 excluding index location 2. Excluding. Already we discussed how to access the multiple values from the list. Am I clear? But at the time you are deleting the entire list, no need to mention the key, no need to mention the index positions. Simply you are going to use the keyword del followed by name of your list. Simple name. No need to mention the brackets, any type of brackets. Okay. If you want to write a print statement after writing this del statement, obviously it will produce this error. Because this print statement del A we deleted the list A again with addition of the name also. Am I clear? So if you return the print statement after deleting, of course it will produce the name error. Because the variable name A, its list, its data entirely deleted. Am I clear? So we are getting name error for this particular print statement. Name error, name A is not defined. Because before this print statement, we simply deleted the name A, entire data, everything is deleted. Memory location is not deleted. Okay, memory location is not deleted. It is replaced with garbage value. That is the drawback of or disadvantage of DEL. Okay, in order to make complete deletion of memory also, we are going to use the remove keyword, REM. Okay. So these are the points, important one we have to be discussed. Okay. In the next class, we will complete as soon as possible. I will complete now, because I will not skip this point, because as I seen in many objective questions under Python, Okay, these are really important. From that MCQs only we copied these important points. So we will complete this. It will take one more class. Okay, map function, okay, zip function, multiple reduce function, filter function. Okay, it will take half an hour in the next class. Then we will go for the next concept. Okay, please be in the class now. I will take attendance. Can I call the numbers, or I have to write the numbers what I have to display here? Anyone? Admin madam? Okay, now for this class I can copy your roll numbers, okay, from this Google Meet. From the next class I will call the roll numbers and I will take the attendance. Okay, because I doesn't have a clear idea whether I have to call the numbers or not. Okay, I will copy your numbers from here and I will give attendance for this period. Okay, from the next class I get clarity and I call the roll numbers. Okay, anyone have any doubts? Arshita?
No, sir. No, sir. Clear.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. We will meet in the next session. You can take the break now. Thank you, everyone.